everyone, it's Jade and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and to turn on post notifications so you never miss out whenever I post a new video. So today I'll be showing you some pattern paper that I made. Now, Chella from Chelacreates created some beautiful flowers, fall flowers, and I wanted to do some pattern paper to put in the background, and my mom was like, these are so nice, and so I thought, well, I made them for myself but I could probably share, and so I'll be linking down below 2 PDF files that you can download and use however you please. I have so many ideas for these papers. I'm probably going to make a junk journal. I'm probably going to make a mini book and just rip some up just to put throughout my work. So I'm going to show you through some. I print them. I went to the print shop to do this because I wanted it in laser. And so this is the first pattern. And this is the second one. And this is the third. There are 6 in total. So the PDF will have these 2 separate. There's going to be one PDF with these 2 separate. And then there's going to be the second with 4. So this is the 6th pattern. I love this one so much. I love all of them actually. This is the 5th. And this is the 6th. So I print them out on regular copy paper, and then I got them on cardstock on this 11 by 17, I want to say. I think that's what it is. And so it does look slightly different when blown up, and the saturation is not quite the same on the cardstock. It has a bit of a shiny surface. It's not the matte, so I think that's the reason why. But needless to say, it's still pretty, but it's, like I said, a slightly different saturation. This is a bit lighter than this one, and I do know that it will look a little different on the inkjet, so that's why I wanted to do it with the laser. So I went to the print shop, like I said. But needless to say, they're still beautiful. So today I'm going to be making a little, I don't know what I want to call it, a little mini book, showcasing, like I said, initially my initial plan was to make some pattern paper for my background to do some work with the fall flowers, which is what I'll be doing. So stay tuned. That's what you're going to be seeing next. We're back. What I had gone ahead and done of one of the larger cardstocks is I went ahead for the cover. I cut, hope you can see, 10 by 5/8 and 6 inches. So along the top is 10 and 5/8, and right here 6 inches, and all we're going to do is to put it in half and score down the middle. Alright, and then on the inside we're gonna make 2 tuck spots, which initially I had put at 2 inches. So we're gonna go ahead, we're just mark it on the outside. If you have a scoreboard, all you have to do is score it there, but since I don't have a scoreboard, sometimes what I do is I just take this off my paper trimmer and use it as a scoreboard, because there's a divot right there, and you can use it as such. So you turn it around, and there's a 2-inch mark. So you just want to line it up. You just score in the center like so. So there's options. If you don't have a scoreboard, that's what you can do, or you can just measure 2 inches on both sides and then just bend it in half. So we're gonna do it for the other side as well. So line it up at 2 inches. Alright, and then we're just gonna bend it. Alright, so that is what it will look like. And just to indicate that there is a pocket, this is a cover from a perfume I had, well, my mother had. If you have a circle punch, you just go ahead and do that, but since I don't, I'm going to guesstimate the center and just mark around, and then I'm just gonna cut that out. And you can, just so it's symmetrical, and that's not quite simple, but it's fine. And just so it's symmetrical, I'm just gonna clip both sides. And cut it out. Alright, so there we go. We have our pockets. Initially I was thinking if I'm going to do the pamphlet stitch or I'm just going to staple it, and I want to staple it. I might do the stitch. I'm not sure. Really, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And if I am going to staple it, I need to just make a little, you know, let me just do. All right, so if I want to give you an option, right? If you can, or if you have a big enough stapler, you can just staple along the edge, right? Or like I said, you can do the pamphlet stitch. But my concern right now is that I have no thread to my, no, you know, I'm gonna do the pamphlet stitch. I do have a colored thread that I can use. So what I want to go ahead and do before that is to just adhere down my pockets. Here, just put some glue right here. And you can use whatever glue you have on hand. You have special craft glue, go ahead and use that, but I'm a big person on use what you have. It's nice to have all the things, but hey, if you don't have all the things, don't let that stop you from crafting, right? Use what you have. Appreciate what you have. Because if you don't appreciate what you have now, not because you get all the fancy stuff means that you're gonna appreciate it then. In actuality, I have some silicone glue. I could have used that, which would dry a lot faster, but I prefer this simple white glue, and it dries super strong. I will say I have seen a few bottles of tacky glue at my pharmacy in my community, and I am thinking about getting it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's necessary because I have a couple glues. I have the fabric, I have the silicone one. Right, so now we're just going to organize our papers. Now for the pattern paper right here, if you want to do it exactly how I am doing it, the measurement is 6 and 5/8. So along the top is 6 and 5/8, and along for the height it's 5.5 inches. So I'm just going, I went ahead and I pre-scored all my paper just to save time. So I think I want this one on the outside. I tried not to use the same paper. So all, I think I want it facing up. I'm just going to be laying my papers. Like I said, I've already gone ahead and pre-scored. This is some vellum folder. I made a couple. I didn't want to keep all the paper on the same height. Initially, that's what I wanted to do, keep everything at 6 and 5/8 by 5.5. But I decided to change and just go in varying heights. A mini doily. And don't be pressured to use what I have. This is a book page I tore out from my high school days. I found it and it was falling apart, and so I helped myself. Don't be pressured to use exactly the stuff that I'm using. Use whatever you have, right? The idea is not for you to recreate it in its entirety, but to give you ideas of what you can do. Initially I was going to staple it, but since I'm going to be doing the pamphlet stitch, this won't work. If I really want to use it, all I'll do is that's what I'm going to do. Just fold it down the middle like so, and just score it and put it in. And I think I want to put it right here for a bit of contrast. Now I wasn't prepared to do that since my intention was to staple. So I'm going to pause you guys and go and get my stuff, and then we'll be right back. So after that, what you're going to be seeing is the pamphlet stitch, and then I'm going to pull out my fall flowers from Chella, and we're going to get started in just arranging it round about. Okay, so I'm back. What I'm going to use actually, some embroidery thread. I don't have any more crochet. Well, I don't have any color that would match this. So went ahead, stringed my needle. So you don't need to be intimidated. If you don't have it all, this is what you're going to do. So just center your paper, go through and make sure everything is the way you want it, make sure everything is centered. You can put how many paper or how little paper in this as you would like. And I think this is all I initially, since let me try and put something else inside. You know what, let me leave it as is. And so now my papers are all stacked the way I want it. I'm going to now hold them together. I think this should be dried. You can go ahead and pre-mark your circles, but I'm not going to do that. And it looks like I might have to cut, yeah, I'm going to have to cut it down, because as you see they're sticking out, and make sure that is not happening for you. And I think it's really just my middle pages, because the more bulky you use, it's going to be bulky. So I'm just going to do that off camera and then come back. Okay, so now that we had gone ahead and cut it down, just gonna go back, find our center, make sure everything is centered. We're gonna use our binder clips to hold everything in place. I like to just push it, make sure it's perfectly aligned. And just put enough on. You can never be too secure, because we're not using an awl. And as you can see right there, it's not all the way down, because it's right. So you can mark where you want it to be, or not. It's your boat, you do whatever you want. But we are going to begin in the middle. And I am not going to mark mine, so I'm just gonna poke it through, and it comes right. So that's why it's important to try and line it up so it comes right on the spine. Hope you're seeing that. And you're just gonna push it through, and you're gonna leave a bit on the inside. And I kind of forgot to, normally I try to make the hole a little bigger, so when I have to go back through, it's not going to be a problem. So sometimes I'll just put it under the binding clip just so it's secure and I don't accidentally pull it out. And we're gonna bend it again. And I think we're gonna start right here. All right, that one. It's not centered. It's definitely not centered. So let me remove the top two binder clips and let's go again. And naturally it's going to want to go where it went before. So you're just gonna guide it. All right. And we're gonna go all the way down. And guesstimation. Let me see here. We're gonna do what we did before. Just all right, perfect. It's usually easy on the inside, and I'm hoping that I'm in frame. And now we're just gonna pull and tighten up everything. Make sure there's no wiggles. Which is kind of awkward for me to do on. All right, so now we have to try and find back this hole. Yeah. Through and through, okay. And now what we're going to do is make a knot, so we're just gonna cut it. We can remove our binder clips. We're just gonna make a knot. I did it. Sometimes I like to do it extra just to make sure it's secured. But that's just me. You don't have to do it as much or as many times. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll leave it dangling a little extra and just put a charm on the end. All right, so here we are, our little book. And our top spot. See? I'm so sorry that this is a very long video, but I wanted it to go step by step without fast forwarding. So now for our printables. is what I went ahead and done is to print it off some more other flowers, because I had use some for another project, and it wasn't a lot. I think I want this probably here on the cover, so that's what I'm going to, or maybe I'll put it on the inside. That one is going to clash too much. Alright, this one is perfect. So if you decide to print off the pattern paper and to create this book or anything you decide to do, please feel free to tag me so that I can see what you have created. I'd really love to see how you're using the printable, and also be sure to check out Chella's shop, which I will also link below, where you can get a lot of fall goodies, and there is a new release coming up, so you want to pay close attention to that one. So there you have it, my little mini book. Hope you enjoy. Bye bye.